Yo, what up, friend? UFC 309 this weekend. Again, this is a card that we have been waiting for forever. I mean, this is John Jones versus Stipe Miocic. You're going to give a stat about Stipe and how long it's been that he's not only been waiting for this fight in particular, right? Because he's been on the shelf waiting for this fight after Jones got injured, but also how long it's been in general that he hasn't been fighting. So this is going to be going from the the world famous Madison Square Garden. So I mean, it's pretty much as big as it gets. We got some undercard matches that I know you wanted to touch on, specifically Bo Nickel versus Paul Craig and Charles Oliveira versus Michael Chandler. So let's go ahead and start with that first one, Bo Nickel versus Paul Craig. Obviously, this is a matchup of two younger fighters. Bo Nickel is, they've been trying to hype him up as one of the next big things. And Paul Craig has been around a lot longer, but it's gonna be intriguing, the test that Nickel is going to have in his fight against Paul Craig. So what are your thoughts on this? Nickel is undefeated so far in his brief MMA career at 6-0. He finished Cody Brundridge, Val Woodburn, and Jamie Pickett. Jamie Pickett.
Who?
Bo
was like their heir apparent, highly touted college wrestler, won many championships in college. One of those guys went to wrestling, transitioned to MMA, so they're trying to get their homegrown talent. I would say he's not equivalent to a Patty Pimpleton. I always mess his name up. Patty the Batty, pause.
Patty Pimpleton. Yeah.
Basically, the next heir apparent of the next UFC stars. But going against Paul Craig is pretty dangerous because Paul Craig, he's a submission and grappling specialist. Okay, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago when he fought Jamil Hill, who was an ex-champion. When he broke his arm, it was nasty. It was when he broke his arm in an arm bar. It was hanging like a noodle. It reminded me of me leaving some of y'all's mom's house after I was done doing what I had to do.
Whoa!
Wiggling there, it was just so disgusting. But Paul Craig is no joke. But you look at Paul Craig, he's what, 2-fight losing streak. He's 1-4 in his last 5 fights. This is really just a test and put Bo Nickel on the map to show everybody he can actually fight, and he's fighting a legit fighter. So with this, I doubt Bo's gonna wrestle him and take him down. He's been using stand-up lately, so we don't even need a club banger for this. I got Bo Nickel taking him out of there.
I was good.
Yeah, we can do it.
I figured we probably did need one anyways. But hey, I misspoke. Obviously, Bo Nickel is the young prospect. Paul Craig has been around a while, so he's the gatekeeper. So yeah, I misspoke there. Thank you for clarifying that for our audience. But yeah, there's obviously they're putting him in Bo Nickel's way to be a tough test, but they expect him to pass because they wouldn't be putting someone in front of him to lose his undefeated record. That's not how Dana White does business. By the way, I forgot to tell you, make sure you went live on Instagram. So go back to your Instagram tab and hit that go live button. All right. Everybody else, thank y'all again for tuning in. We're going to move into this next fight of UFC 309, and Clubber D was chomping at the bit, both could work, because he really wanted to talk about this co-main event between two just dogs in the ring. You're going to have him, this is after 3+ years off, for the vacant UFC lightweight title. Charles Oliveira and Michael Chandler will run it back to see, obviously, who is in that top of the class of the 155-pound weight class. Oliveira competing for the first time since his split decision loss at UFC 300. While Chandler, we've known the saga with Chandler, right? He was waiting for the Conor McGregor match all along. I know. So him and Stipe, they've both just been waiting for these matchups. This is going to be a barn burner. What are your thoughts on this super co-main event?
Man, first and foremost, Chandler reminds me of that dude who's been trying to get that girl for the longest. He's been writing all the all the simp like messages. I mean, on her posts, you know, she'll post a picture of her working out. Oh, sweetheart, you look good. He's been doing all these caping things for the last 2 years to fight Conor McGregor.
Caping.
Did a show and didn't even get to fight the man. The only thing he got out of it was a show and get mushed on the show. That was it. You know what I'm saying? I feel bad for the man. And the thing about him, he's 38 years old. He's getting up there. He's almost at the age of sit your ass down, which we'll talk about somebody else later. He's almost at the age of sit your ass down, but he's with Chandler, you know, for out of 2.5, maybe 3 rounds, you're gonna get a hell of a fight. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna come at you. He's a wrestler by nature, but they call him Iron Mike because he can throw them things. Okay. So the first fight when he fought Charles Oliveira, he had him rocked, but you know, he kind of gassed and got choked out in the second round. So and you look at Oliveira, this guy's been in the UFC forever. He's only 35 years old. He's had 22 UFC fights. I mean, he's only first.
Wow.
All his losses have come in the UFC. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sorry, he has 22 UFC wins. You know, he's been in UFC forever. And the thing with him, he got the belt, defended it, and then lost it when he fought Justin Gaethje on the scale. He came in overweight, but still won the fight. And then obviously we know he lost to Islam. So this fight to me is just like the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson undercard where Serrano and Kay Taylor is going to steal the show. This fight is going to steal the show on this UFC card. Chandler, I mean, he's been in the UFC for 5 fights. He's got 2 wins out of the 3. With him being out for 24 months, you go ahead.
Speak to him now.
Him being out.
Clubs bangers.
There you go.
I see him still winning. First round knockout. I'm going with Michael Chandler. You heard it here first. Take that, Jake, my man.
With 24 months off and
yeah.
Wow. I mean, I know UFC 300 was a long time ago too. That was like back in April or March or something, but 2 years is a long time. And like you said, he was caping, he was feeling some sort of way, shout out Canteen, for that Conor McGregor fight that never came to fruition. Yeah. I mean, wow. Yeah, that is a hot take, Amul, but I mean, I trust Clubber D's. Oh, by the way, y'all, if y'all didn't see it, Clubber D was 4-0 last card. So if you like that, make sure you hit this like button right now while you're here. Send this stream out so others can get great betting advice from the master himself.
To Poppy Tune Yale. Heavy on the poppy, light on the Yale. My man.
Heavy. I like that. I like the heavy on the poppy, light on the Yale. I like that. Salute to all boxing brothers. And yeah, I mean, hey, that's all of us once we pass the age of 40. So I know
we'll get to somebody. Only reason I'm doing this because, you know, I see little signals in certain fighters when Chandler said that it's possible he'll get a title shot if he wins, or the winner of this will get a title shot. He's at the end. He's
insider
at the end of his
information.
Line. Yeah, he's at the end of his line right now. He's 38 years old. He's been on the show for 2 years. He has no choice but to win this fight. He has no choice. And he's going to leave it. I think he's going to leave it all in the ring. He's one of those type of fighters that will do that. Oliveira, he lost a controversial fight. His last fight was when I was down there with you in Nashville when we were at I don't know what the place was called. What's it called? Draft Day or something like that.
Almost Friday. Oh, DraftKings, you mean?
Whatever bar we were at.
I think we're at Almost Friday. Yeah.
That's Friday's cousin because they couldn't steal the name. But yeah, we were there, and that was the same day as when Gaethje got knocked out by Max Holloway. But he should have won that fight, but he lost. I feel like it's gonna be Michael Chandler. You know what I'm saying? That's why I got Michael Chandler. I'm a big Michael Chandler fan since his days of Bellator with his wars with Eddie Alvarez. Check those out.
I have not been properly using our sound effects, and I need to start getting them incorporated more. That's what you get right here.
Got it.
2010 all over again.
Yes, I got the old school sound effects. That's great. Oh man. All right. Again, thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you're subscribed at Ballin' Buds, BALLANDBUDS on YouTube, and follow at Instagram. Again, you could just do that QR code up there in the corner above Clubber D, and that will take you right to everything. So moving into our main event of UFC 309. Again, one of the biggest fights that we've had in a while, one of the most anticipated fights in a while. Obviously, yeah, right. Obviously, Oh, yeah, like you said, we've been waiting a long time for this fight, and people that watch this show know how you feel about John Jones. You feel that he is the greatest MMA fighter, or up there. Sorry, let me not presuppose that for you. He up there, but there's an asterisk because you're not happy with things that happened outside of the ring, including failed tests and other controversies. So yeah, let me make sure I premise that correctly for you. But he did get the heavyweight title very quickly, beating over Cyril Gane, right, at UFC 285 to add his name to the list of of legends who have won in multiple weight classes. But then he suffered a torn pectoral muscle in the run up to the fight, which has led to this later year postponement. The only heavyweight rather to successfully defend the title 3 times, Miocic, is looking to add his name to the history books as just the second man to claim the belt 3 times. So, what are your thoughts on this huge main event?
Just quick backstory on John Jones. You see, he's 37 years old, 27-0, 10 KOs. We all know about his issues where he's failed 2 drug tests and had the belt stripped twice, and then had the belt stripped a 3rd time for I forgot what he did against Daniel Cormier. But he's set the record for the most. He's tied with the most UFC title defenses at 11. Should be more, but he had the belt stripped. John Jones is one of my favorite fighters of all time. But again, if you get caught using steroids or whatever, you're going to get an asterisk by your name. I don't care who you are. He had some questionable fights that I thought he lost, but they still gave it to him. So he's like, when my Niners play the Chiefs, we'll always lose to them. So I can't bet against John Jones. Newsflash. So he always finds a way to win. And Ariel Helwani reported that they changed. They're not using the new gloves that they issued back in June, which curves your hand. They're using the old school gloves, and we know what John Jones likes to do to people all the time.
No,
you know what I'm saying? And they're using the
Okay.
old school gloves, which is kind of suspect to me. All right, because he's not going to need that against Stipe. He's not going to need that. John Jones, he hasn't fought in what? This is going to be the first time. I actually wrote this down because this stat was wild. They said this is the first time in the most days gone without defending the title. He's about to do that. Okay, he hasn't defended the title, I guess, the most days. He's fighting somebody who sat out the most days inactive, fighting for a title, which makes no sense. The last time we saw Stipe 44 months ago, Francis Ngannou knocked the race off his face. He went from Croatian American to
4 months.
I thought he was Guatemalan or something like that. He knocked his race off. He forgot where he's from. Okay, he got out the ring like, what's Pasa? What's going on? Like, if y'all seen that uppercut that Ngannou gave Stipe, he did the same and the funky chicken at the same time. I've never seen someone get hit like that. But that's the last time we saw Stipe. Yes, I understand four title defenses as a heavyweight. He is the GOAT, so to say, at heavyweight. But if you have not done anything in 44 months, how do you get to skip the line and fight John Jones? Nobody wants this fight. Nobody cares about this fight. Nobody wants to see this fight, but I'm still going to tune in. It doesn't matter. Okay.
Wait a second. There are a lot of people that want to see the fight. Now, if it's going to be as good as it previously may have been, or if as many people want to watch it, maybe not. But there's still a lot of people that want to see this fight.
Man, don't want to see this fight, but people hold on to nostalgia. It's like when you see, I'm not going to say that guy. Let's say Shawn Michaels go to the WrestleMania. You want to see sweet chin music, okay? But knowing dang old well, if he lifts that leg up, that hamstring is gone.
I forgot. I
Okay.
forgot my knee.
Exactly. We all want to see Stone Cold Steve Austin. We all want, just like when everybody wanted to see Mike Tyson fight Roy Jones, and that fight was dog shit. Okay, so. And we all want to see this for nostalgia purposes. I get it. But in reality, sit your old ass down. Stipe, you're 42 years old. You haven't fought in 44 months. You need to relax, okay? John Jones is going to do what he always does. He's going to take you down. He's going to ground and pound you. I don't think he's going to submit him. I think it's going to be 5 rounds of ground and pound, and you might not last till 4. So do we need a club banger for this? Because I already said I'm not betting against John Jones. Wait, cue it up, Omar. Cue it up.
Bangers. Clubs bangers.
4-round ref stoppage, ass whooping. John Jones can get him up out of there. You're 42 years old. You're my age, all right? Sit your old ass down, okay? Sit down. Come on.
Wow.
Right next to me on the bench. Sit, watch it from afar. Okay. You don't need to be up in there, Stipe. Love you like a play cousin. You have great fights when you won the belt against Verdum in Brazil, in his hometown, in his home country, and you're waving at the fans. Great fighter since then. But you need to relax. You need to relax. John Jones is going to mop the floor with you because he's not going to stand up. John Jones is going to take you down.
Yeah,
you can't. I don't think you can stop his takedown. John Jones is up there.
Yeah,
and the gloves too. And the gloves.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be. You know, it's going to be one of these type things in the eye. We all know how John Jones does. Plus the oblique kick that Rampage can't even walk straight because of that kick, which should be illegal. I don't see it. I just don't see it.
I agree with you completely. I don't see a way that. I mean, hey, thank you for your service as a fireman and all those other things you do. But man, you've been out of the ring way too long, and to come back against one of the greatest to do it, not just some like warm up fight first or some bum, and just to come back against one of the greatest to do it. I don't care if he does have a torn pectoral muscle. I don't see no damn way at all. Now we got a couple comments here, obviously. So let's go through these first of all.
Sure.
So Amul has a question. If your belt gets stripped due to infractions, how many times is Jones able to compete for the heavyweight title? And I think I know what your answer is going to be on this. So essentially, essentially, why does he keep getting title fights if he's doing all these infractions that should be, stripping him of his chances? Essentially, is what.
Oh, because he's John Jones. Because if he was Jones John, he'd be out at the UFC. If he was Jones John, he'd be out the UFC. If Conor McGregor was McGregor Conor, he wouldn't still be in the UFC of all these sexual assault charges and punching old men at the bar. Okay, it's like Ronda Rousey. Those type of people can do whatever and still get fights because people want to see them. They put butts in seats. Okay, if it was Ronda, wouldn't nobody care. But that's how it works. It's like that.
It's obviously Dana White. I mean, it was a tongue twister. Dana White clearly has his fighters that he knows is going to make the money for him, so he's going to try to put them in there every single time. Flo, when you come to this program that Clubber D always has the fire takes. He is the master of combat sports. By the way, y'all tune into The Bottom Line Sports. Join the Facebook group at The Bottom Line Sports. Amul says, will he guarantee like Charles Barkley does? And then followed that up when he heard it. The club banger is Clubber D's show guarantee. So if y'all are new to the program,
anything like the greatest undersized power forward of all time, sure. Charles Barkley,
Mr. Charles Barkley. Brandon, shout out. Thank you for tuning in. Says, what's good, fellas? Hey, my brother. Sorry I missed you out in Vegas. I wasn't able to make it, but I will see you back home soon. And then Amul has a couple Tyson questions, so we'll wait on that until we get to that. Cool. All right. And then now let us go ahead. I do want to get a couple clarifications from you though, because we didn't get your predictions for the first two. So did you have knockouts for those or submissions?
Oh, I think
what do you have for Bo?
Bo's gonna. I think Bo and Chandler will both win by knockout.
Both by knockout. Okay, so and you have John Jones by knockout. So you have 3 knockouts.
3 knockouts. And I'll do one caveat for Chandler fight. If he doesn't get him up out of there in the first round, he'll lose by submission. I don't care what round after, maybe second or third. If he does not win in that first round, he will lose by submission. Point blank period. If you hear my dog snoring, I'm about to wake him up.
Oh, wait. Okay. So your only chance that you're giving him at all to win is to knock him out in the first round. Wow. Yep. Okay. Damn, that's crazy. Okay. And if so, y'all heard that when you're going to make it. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying Chandler, he's one of those, he's a very intense, it's crazy because he comes from a wrestling background. He was on the same wrestling team at Mizzou with Ben Askren and Tyron Woodley, but he is he blows his wad paws very fast. You know what I'm saying? He's very compact, very muscular, and when that blood goes in, he gets tired and it's over with. Reminds me of some of those moms after 3 knob creeks.
3 knob creeks and he be up the creek. And if you the creek, if you know what I mean. Anyways.
Could be shits depending how I feel. What?
Ew.
Oh man, that was terrible. That was
All right,
terrible.
my brother.
Awful.
Be good, Amol. I'm glad you missed that one. Jeez,
yeah.
Give us a laugh or a like on Facebook if you are enjoying the hilarity of this program. Again, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to Ball and Buds. Okay, so then knockout for Michael Chandler in the first round, y'all. Or if you're gonna bet the other way and you're going to take Oliveira, then it's gonna be a submission in the second to fifth round. So make sure you remember that when you go to do your bets. All right, quick hitters for this. A couple that you wanted to do. Chris Weidman, the guy who viciously broke his leg, going up against Eric Anders. Who's your? I'm not going to do the club banger music. Who's your pick for this one?
Shout out to Chris Weidman for coming back after that gruesome breaking of the leg. I mean, his toe touched his thigh. It was gross. I mean, and it's poetic justice because the same thing happened to Anderson Silva in their second fight after he stopped Anderson Silva's reign. So I would say this is a fight for Chris Weidman. He's from, I think, I know he trains at Ray Longo and Matt Serra's gym. I don't know if he's from New York or Jersey, but he's from that area up there. So that's probably why I threw him on the card. And Eric Anders, I think Oklahoma or Alabama linebacker.
Yeah,
you know what? I'm going with the hometown. I'm going with Chris Weidman. Chris Weidman in this one. I got Chris Weidman.
Chris Weidman with the victory after he has not shout out Josh. Thank you for tuning in. 86 Boxing.
Y'all better check them out. And the Tim and Tim show on Sundays.
Wow. So wait a second. So even after Chris Weidman has come back from that broken leg, even though that is so what's your pick? What's your round and submission, knockout?
Nah, I think
just give us knockout or submission.
I'll say submission. I'll go submission. Yeah, rear naked choke. Decision? Okay. Rear naked choke. How about that?
All right. I'll write it down. Need to mark it. Don't worry about it. These are non-rounders. And then we got one of the OGs, Jim Miller versus Damon Jackson, my friend.
Jim Miller has been in the UFC back when I used to wear a wave cap. I mean, this guy has fought everybody, but has never, unfortunately, got to that next level. He set the record for most fights, I believe, in the UFC. Since the person he's fighting, I'm not too familiar with, I'm going to go with Jim Miller just because he's fighting, again, another person fighting, I think he's from Jersey. So he's fighting close to home. So he might have that hometown pizzazz with him, so to say. I don't know if pizzazz is the correct word, but I'm going with Jim Miller, even though he probably will lose. But we'll say Jim Miller. I want to be 5 for 5. Okay. We went 4-4 last time. We'll go 5 for 5 this time.
Hey, yeah. If y'all haven't been tuning in this year, and every year, but this year especially, Clubber D has been on point with his picks. So hopefully you are cashing in and making money off of that. And you are. Make sure you break us off a little bit. You know, hey,
give me some. Dates with your mamas ain't cheap. All right, y'all better give me some money. God dang it, shoot. Give me how much it costs to go to bingo. Come on, man. Damn. Jay Lethal.
5,000.